This house, they used to have a lawn here. They were doing their garden mostly in the backyard, and we had all these fruit trees. Somebody had given us, how many, like 30 fruit trees? And so we spent one day going all over the neighborhood planting these fruit trees, basically knocking on doors and saying, hey, can we plant this pear tree in your yard? And these ladies were way into it. And so we planted a couple of trees here and some raspberries and a bunch of other stuff. So here's this pear tree that we planted. It's got a few $100s worth of fruit on it. Lawns are the single largest agricultural sector in the country. They're responsible for more fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides and toxins into the river, erosion runoff, water waste, you name it, petrochemicals. There's really nothing good that lawns are doing for the environment. Plus people pay $500,000 for a small piece of property in this country, and it seems like it would make a lot more sense to use your land for something that benefits you as an individual versus surrounding yourself with something that's poisoning you and your family. This is such a great example of how just a little side yard that is next to the driveway, most people wouldn't even notice it, and there's 2 cherry trees back there loaded with fruit. Dude, it's crazy. I did a bunch of math on it once, and I think if you've got a 10 by 10 foot garden space and you want to put some energy into it, 100 pounds of food for every 100 square feet, approximately. Hi. Hi. I haven't really been back here much. Did we plant this Asian pear, right?
Yeah.
And the raspberries?
And those raspberries and the Oregon grape down there on the sidewalk. They've only been in about 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And they're just going crazy.
Food Not Lawns. It's not a literal blockade of green grassy places, but it's more a challenge to the homogeneous monoculture of lawn after lawn after lawn. This is some of the richest farmland in the world, and it's already, mostly paved over by the city, so it makes sense that the last green areas be used for agriculture to feed the people and the wildlife that live here. Like this park, I just think would be so much better as a community garden. With a little bit of lawn for playing and sunbathing and, I like to sunbathe and take a nap and, but we don't need so much of it. So this was a house with a lawn. We dug up the whole front lawn and planted a big garden. Since then, there's been, I think, 3 or 4 other tenants. Right now, it's just a jungle of volunteer flowers, but it looks pretty great. I think it's infinitely more interesting than just green grass. Maybe more messy, but that's again relates to our sort of cultural fear of nature. I'm really into advocating the idea that this is beautiful, that it's not just more ecological, but it's actually more beautiful to have a fig tree in your front yard than to have a green lawn that's just so boring. The lawns have kind of been done by now. I wish these were ready too, they're so close. It really is a lifestyle shift more than just, oh, right now I'm gonna grow some food this year. You have to put some energy into it. A couple few hours a week can make a huge difference. But what happens is the first year you've got a little bit of food and you learn a little bit, and then the next year you do a little bit more and you know some more people and your community broadens, and then the year after that maybe you get a bigger place or you hook up with a community garden plot, and so it's this exponential thing that happens. I would like to see our culture change so that keeping up with the Joneses means that you're more sustainable or more, I'd like to see the competition come in with the green,
Did you see what the fig that they had in their yard?
Yeah.
This cherry?
Yeah. We gotta plant some more cherries in our yard. Yeah. And I see that starting to happen now, though, in some of the permaculture neighborhoods where this type of thing is catching on, as people are really, because it's fun to, that sort of spirit of beautifying our gardens, showing our neighbors what we're interested in.